Welcome. Come on, man. Come on to Black Couch Talk. Come on in, Black Couch Talk. You got it added, man?
Let me see. Okay, I see you now.
Yeah, add that tag on your page. We can get some of your subscribers on there. What up, y'all? We at Black Couch Talk. Make sure you comment and share. It's too far for me to see who on your live. I know I'm supposed to be able to see it, but that's just so far. I'm an old nigga. I should have brought my glasses down.
Yeah, I do got some driving space in the car.
With some driving space. That's how you know we older, man. If y'all don't know me, man, I'm Antoine McNeail. We kick this thing off. Welcome to Black Couch Talk. We try to make sure we talk about what's relevant for black community, black issues. Just talking like black men supposed to, black people, black men and women. Representing positively for the sisters and the brothers. You know what I mean? So they said, what you say you want to call it when comedy meets consciousness? Yeah. So we both conscious, but I'm gonna talk my shit. Y'all know that. So I'm Antoine McNeail, comedian, host, empowerment speaker, do a whole bunch of other shit. Introduce the General.
Yahoo die. This is General Woly, National General of the original Black Panthers, and Yahoo just means peace.
Shit, I think that niggas did a seance of this motherfucker. He said, you down me a whole day ready to get killed. You gotta do a seance of this motherfucker.
Yeah, language is a big part of what we have to do to reestablish who we are. So I created a language about 3 years ago, and I build on it.
You created a language?
Yeah, so, and I just been building on it every year. Every couple months, I just add more to it until we're going to have a full body of communication.
That's what's up. I was about to ask you, was that shit Swahili or some shit? That nigga said, I made it up. Well, goddamn it, did.
Yeah, and that's why I got the thought process from, because of the Panthers of the past generations was speaking Swahili, but they also was infiltrated. So the thing about it is, and that's not saying nothing about them, it's just everything is about progression. So you can't infiltrate if you don't understand what we're saying.
100%, man. I fuck with it. Well, we're going to speak the language called CBD. If y'all don't know what this is, for people like, they're smoking. I ain't got this man out here smoking to doing nothing. We out here smoking real live CBD coming from the pack, coming from the store.
And I ain't tried it yet. But he's trying to sell me on it.
I think you should try some CBD, dog, because, like, you know how people have, like, body aches and ailments, and then they take ibuprofen and shit? Ibuprofen is bad for, like, your kidneys and shit. People end up on dialysis and all that other shit.
I didn't know that. I take a lot of ibuprofen.
Yeah, don't fuck with that. You for NSAIDs, NSAIDs. You take them off, that shit bad for your... Yeah. That shit have motherfuckers be on dialysis way more the sooner you need to be.
Now, I don't deal with any type of medication, pills, prescription, anything like that. But when I get a headache, I take some ibuprofen. But I'm one of those dudes who, like, I never get sick with it.
I don't either. Try this shit. Try this. I rolled it up to the blunt. Garcia Vegas, the best type of blunt to smoke. Shit, I'm smoking. I got just some Heaven's Door.
Now, if y'all see the General on here, I get the acting funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this bad.
Now this
Heaven's Door.
Y'all need to see this.
Yeah.
CBD farming.
Yeah, this is shit. Here goes some sour space candy, some more CBD.
And you said this is Heaven's Door.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
This is Bubble Kush. Shit, it's different. It's all kind of CBD, damn it. Shit, here goes some.
Perfectly
Delta,
legal.
some Delta 8 gummies. I got this from my boy Alan. Alan, and they selling the shit out there. And then, matter of fact, shit, I end up just getting the cartridge too.
Now, I didn't know. Now, I know they had CBD products because, like I say, I'm into the CBD thing. I sell the candies and edibles. I sell CBD edibles.
That's what's up. What kind of edibles you selling?
I do Crispies, gummies, cookies, stuff like that.
I like the gummies and the cookies, so I'm gonna have to grab some of them from you.
Yeah, gummies and cookies. Now, I got the Gator gummies. That's my patent. And the last time I did them, I did blue raspberry for the first time, and them joints was them was it right there, man. So I do all kind of different flavors with the Gator gummies.
So you get high, get the munchies, and fuck around and eat too much. Well, CBD, the good thing about CBD is like a control high. Like,
Yeah, it's an enhancer.
mellow.
Yeah, it's an enhancer.
Yeah, I ain't with, like, I can't smoke regular weed. I can't be high. I got shit to do. But I put my daughter up, and the CBD was working good. She was like, Daddy, your eyes red. I forgot my Visine. I'm like, nigga, I'm a high off this shit.
Yeah, nah, I love, you know, I did a couple years. I got some family members.
Where can they find your product if you got it?
Oh, inbox me. That's what we got. It's called Travi Treats. I mean, you could Google it, but if you inbox me, we can get you. We started a half a dozen.
Travi Treats.
Yeah, and it's specialty.
You still got, you want to show them this over here?
Yeah, you can show them the card,
okay,
but
so that'd be, well, shit, you probably can't see it.
Yeah, that's why I say if you inbox me or I'll post the links to everything,
okay,
and then y'all can get into them with
link
us.
will be in there.
But we do specialty orders starting at a half dozen and up, and whatever you want. Really, it's custom candies.
Can y'all hear us though? If you can hear us, give us a thumbs up or something. We want to make sure the volume's straight.
Okay.
If niggas got to get louder, we got to get louder.
CBD or not, I might end up high.
What you think of it?
You know, I had this is a funny story, right? So, Mom's is driving through the intersection, true story, about 2 years ago, and literally, the back of a truck go through the intersection, and a whole bunch of jars fall off. Mom's pull up, and by the time she get through all the tracks, everybody gone, but it's just jars there. So Mom's grab a couple jars thinking she done got her some smoke, and rush back to the house and drop them down. And I read the jars and I'm like, Mom, this CBD.
Yeah.
She like, well, what's that?
Yeah.
You know, because she know from the candies, because we used to be out in New York selling the candies, but she never had the smoke.
Yeah.
So Mom's had like 10 jars of CBD smoke, all different kinds, and it didn't taste that good. So that don't taste too bad. It had a real bad aftertaste. That's why I never rock with it, but that don't taste too bad.
I guess it depends on where you get it though.
Yeah, no, I'm good, brother.
It depends on where you get it. Quality is good though, but I'm just encouraging people to do CBD instead of doing weed. Sometimes they get people to sleep. Like if I can't go to sleep, that shit mellow me out. But now I know you got something. I can take some cookies or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of these kids, you know, weed is like a motherfuckers use weed. Weed is a medicine. Right?
Yeah.
People use recreational drug, blah, blah, blah. That shit is a medicine. If you think about how often the people you know get high, that shit is a regular ass medicine, though.
Yeah, and everything is what we do to it because it's a plant. So it's just what we did to it.
Yeah. That's the shit that tripped me out. People like it. Motherfuckers wouldn't be, some people wouldn't have got to middle school, high school, well, I don't say late elementary, without that motherfucking weed. I know I went to college, nigga. Weed was important to me.
Well, I mean, yeah. It started in high school, and it was kind of like, it's how you were surviving through a lot of, I would say, like, adolescent trauma. You know, when you're going through all kind of craziness as a teenager in the hood, if it wasn't for being able to have that as a coping mechanism in some real screwed up situations, then I don't know how I would have made it sometime.
Is it CBD or weed? Shit, CBD is
definitely CBD.
It's CBD, like it's still basically in the bud form. So most people look at it, you're gonna look at it like it's weed.
It's without the THC.
Yeah, without the THC. So this ain't no shit gonna really fuck up your what that when you taking them little tests. This shit look like regular buds. It look like regular green, but
the THC is the stuff that gets you feeling how you be feeling.
Yeah. So in order for it to be CBD, you gotta have like less than 0.03% of THC.
Right.
So I fuck with shit that be high on CBD. Like this is like 21. The Bubba Kush like 21. Sour Space is like 20% CBD. Ooh, I just spilled some motherfucking girl on your drink. That's for my people who ain't here. Anytime if I don't give it to them, they take it. So anytime you ever somewhere and you spill some liquor, that's the people who are around you. Who that you supposed to be pouring out a little liquor for. Remember Pac and them said that shit? Everybody said that shit, pour out some liquor. So if I don't pour out no liquor, they take it. They like, nigga, you out here kicking it, huh? Yeah.
That's a different way to look at it.
Shit, how long you been on? Let them know what you do with the Black Panthers and what's going on with that, because that shit important, though, dog.
Yeah. Okay, so, like
can y'all hear us when you turn the volume up? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Heart, some shit. I want to make sure because I got this air on. I ain't trying to be in this foot. See, I feel like we should be like that, but that shit, I don't want to be in this motherfucker hot.
Yeah. We two big dudes to cook up in here. But
overheating this bitch.
Yeah. I'm once again General Woly, National General of the original Black Panthers, and it's been almost 2 years that I've been a general of the Panthers, and what we're basically here for the community. You know, this is the original lineage of the Black Panthers from Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale, and this the same bloodline. And what we're doing is trying to pick up where them brothers left off, because a lot of people thought it was over for the Panthers. Mm-hmm. It's just like any other organization where when things get hectic, and you know how all of these different governmental entities get at a certain point in time, it get a little bit. It's an uphill battle, and the support as a revolutionary is this much. You know what I mean? So when it get like that, when the people who you fighting for don't even realize it's a fight, it make it harder to fight for the people you fighting for and fight them.
Damn.
And then you fighting against the entities tracking you down.
Damn.
So it's a double-edged sword. So, you know,
an uphill battle trying to wake up the minds of black people, and now you got to take it to some niggas. Because, you know, we want to make sure we speaking clear. Because we got black people, we got niggas, we have niggas that are black people that are niggas. But it is a motherfucker when you put niggas on your back and they don't want to understand. They want the rewards. They don't want to go through the process.
And that's this whole society that they built. Everybody want rewards without a process. And that get to be the hard part. So then you have to ask yourself as an entity. So I imagine the Panthers that was watching everything being attempted to be dismantled, and it was still some left, just say, okay, we got to fall back for a minute. And then now this is the resurgence, and it's the same thing. It's just a different time period. So we got to try to use the exact same blueprint that they left. King Rick is the nationwide general, the one who runs the whole and oversees the whole operation.
Is he based out of Milwaukee?
Well, originally our home base for all these years has been in Milwaukee. It will be.
Shout out to the 414.
Yeah, shout out to the 414.
Yes, sir.
It will shortly be moving to Virginia, and then the secondary home will be Madison now.
Oh,
so
that's gonna be interesting as hell for Madison. It's interesting for Madison. I call it Madison, Wisconsin.
Right.
It's interesting for Madison, Wisconsin to be the fucking just any hub of Black Panthers, man. So that's when I saw y'all. I saw what y'all doing under some of the members and shit. I'm like, you know, pretty stand up people, and see y'all out in the community. That shit make a difference, though. I'm a firm believer that we gotta police us just as people in general.
Have to.
Like, we gotta police us. But what happens is, you know, it's a lot of recklessness and lawlessness, you know what I'm saying, in different places. When I say that, I mean, like, you know, some people don't realize gangs had structure, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know who come from who, you know, who branch up under shit like that. And sometimes everybody don't function off of gangs, just like some people don't function off of sororities and fraternities. That's right. All that is another version of shit of a brotherhood, you know what I mean, eternal brotherhood. But when they're structured, you know, okay, your guy a bounce, your guy, your old girl bogus, you know who to talk to. But it's good that y'all got some shit that could be out of a common bond of us just being, you know what I'm saying, black people, and to be able to be protective of us, to be policing our damn self, to be a presence in the community, to be positive. Because shit, if anything I know about Black Panthers, there's nothing but positive. You know what I mean? So
and that's the beauty of the Panthers, and a lot of people don't get that, is that when you hear you got different generals that speak on different things. I'm not the only general that speaks. Y'all just get to hear me, but there's other generals that speak on different things, and it's all rooted in trying to bring awareness, whatever the topic is that you hear a Black Panther speaking about, is to bring awareness to black people. Anybody who cares about black people, whether you Christian, whether you Muslim, doesn't matter. As long as you care about black people, then the Black Panthers will work with you, and you're welcome to become a Panther. Yes, as long as you are, like I said, putting black people first. Now, some people hear me speak harshly on this and that. It's got nothing to do with the people. I attack entities, or it's not even attack, but I speak against entities that ail us. But as far as if you black in general, you're welcome, and I love you, and we love you. It's just that it's so many things that are against us that we don't see. And I feel like when you see the Black Panthers, if you can't look to the Black Panthers to tell black folks what's really going on, who you supposed to look to? So you could look to us and say, well, you're supposed to just be doing this. That's fine. But if black people around America can't look to the Black Panthers and ask y'all, what's that about?
Right.
Also, all y'all do is protect. Y'all just look tough, but you don't got no upstairs.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of pitfalls out here for black folks. And in 2021, we got to uncover them. We got to speak on it. We can't be, like you say, I'm going to say what? You can't be scared to say what has to be said.
Some people are afraid to say what they want to say because the fear of getting canceled, the fear of fucking, that's a big thing. I'm going to just call it cancel culture. Because I can say some shit, and it's crazy. People don't realize, though, like, most of my shit is just brain. I shoot out the brain. That funny shit is more secondary. Like, that shit might happen or whatever. But when I shoot that shit from the brain, sometimes people don't want that positivity. It is hard to lead black people. We all know that because we look at, like, who's the black leader? Niggas don't even want to acknowledge them. Because it's so much, it's hard being a leader in general. You get what I'm saying? So and then to lead black people, you a whole different thing. Think about a family reunion. You know how hard it is to put together a family reunion? But
now the question is why? Why is it so hard to lead black people, in your opinion?
Why is it so hard? I don't even know that. I don't know the answer to that one. That's a good question. There's probably a whole bunch. I'm gonna call it this because I said it before. I call it nigga shit.
Okay.
It's not hard to lead black people, but niggas. So nigga shit to be like, you got the family reunion. Somebody did it last year. It's new blood. You should be able to try to get fresh blood up in there every year. Who know the lineage of the families? You get black people in, like, you know who in different cities, different states who you can connect with. But organization has to be one of them. Somebody has to have a mind of an organizer. So we sometimes buck up to authority. You know how that is. So we buck up to authority. Or I didn't even call it authority because I didn't even be nice things. We buck up to things that deal with organization, promptness, tardiness, and then motherfucking authority. So if somebody be like, yeah, y'all need y'all to pay y'all money by the 3rd or 4th, you ain't getting most of that money in by then. There's gonna be motherfuckers like, criminal ain't going to that shit, they ain't doing that, blah, blah, blah. But if you gotta say so, why don't you speak up? So you be part of it type shit.
Now here's where I come in at, because here's why my mind works different. Like I'm gonna spin back to something you said, and it's gonna take us to what you were just talking about. Like you said, the nigga shit, right?
Yeah. Okay,
so now, here's the thing right here.
Plenty nigga shit be going on.
So now,
this nigga shit right now.
So now you got black folks that most black folks gonna agree with what you just said. 90%, probably 80% of black folks gonna agree with what you just said, and I see why. Now my question is, now they call it the N-word, right? Which means we can't even say nigga no more. So they gave us a derogatory term. We took the sting out of it, made it work for us.
Yeah.
And then white folks say y'all can't say that no more.
Yeah.
So now my question is, how many black people was in the room when this decision was made? So you don't get to tell me on both ends what I get to be. You tell me I ain't shit, and when I make not being shit cool, then you tell me I can't be cool not shit.
And then they want to be not shit though.
Yeah. So niggas is what we was.
Yeah.
And he couldn't pronounce it. So he was saying it with his funny tongue and it was coming out wrong. Yeah. So really, this is black royalty. Black God is what nigga mean. And our spirit knew that. We didn't know it outwardly, but our spirit knew that.
I could feel that.
So our spirit spent it. So my only point to saying that was, because I know exactly what you mean when you say nigga shit. Yeah. I was just doing that to prove a point that the biggest thing that ails us is lack of information.
Lack of information?
We don't understand so many things, like the behavior you was just speaking on, right?
Yeah.
It's a reason why we act like that, though. So it ain't just because we don't know no better.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons, but at the same point in time, when I say nigga shit though, fam, we know what's toxic and negative for us, and then we gotta unlearn that shit, learn new shit.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? When I say nigga shit, like that's just ignorance.
Well,
like,
yeah, I know exactly what you meant. I know exactly what you meant.
But when we was talking about like it's like a lack of like information, we don't lack information. We don't lack information.
Why you say that?
If you think about it, we are in the information age. There's nothing that you want that's not at your fingertips or black web market. There's damn anything you want, you can damn near get. The information is there.
Right.
There's also misinformation, right?
Right.
Misinformation is as relevant as regular information. If I get on here and say something absolutely wrong, that'll go farther. If I say something positive about you, that's information. If I say something wrong or wrong shit about you and send somebody off, people more likely to believe bullshit than real shit, if that makes sense.
And I agree.
Yeah, so the information is there though. Because if they want to, they can go check the source. Don't ask me, go ask you. Right. Go find out or bring us together. Say, hey, this brother told me this, right? So what happens is we got the information. This is about retaining and learning more, if that makes sense. Because information ain't shit if you don't hold on to it. If I can tell you something, this is where to go get when you was 3 years old, I tell you, this is where you go get a $20 million prize. This is the code number. This is the lock number. And you got that information and where to go get that. You can go unlock that later on. But if you don't retain it, you forget that. What the fuck was that number? You don't retain it, you ain't gonna remember that number. You ain't gonna be able to grow to get the shit that you need to. So retaining information, being able to keep that shit, having access to it is important too, because they used to say like, it don't matter how much information you have, so just being able to have a resource to it. It don't matter that I remember 100 phone numbers in my head if they all in my phone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't need to remember all the numbers if I know where to go get it. It don't matter that I know where all the black restaurants is if I know where to go find it online. So we got access to the information, but just retaining what we need to know and unlearning that bullshit. That's what I think.
Okay. So now let me shoot this at you. Okay, so now this is the information era, like you said, this is the age of Aquarius. Yeah. So for the next 1,000 years, the most information that has ever hit this planet gonna be here. So I'm in 100% agreement with this. Okay, so now let's look at the inner city black man.
No, I just saw if it's true. How do you overcome that? Like I don't know.
Oh yeah, well, I be in the comment section too. we just gonna talk our shit, and then if somebody want to specify what they meant, then we'll jump on it. But what I was saying is, okay, so now if you look at the inner city black man, we'll say the brother from the hood. Yeah. I'm being stereotypical for a reason. Yeah. So now,
I know hood shit.
Yeah. So now hood shit
too. We know what we talk about.
Yeah, hood shit is a lot of times ain't gonna be no job, right? Mm-hmm. Gonna get up every day, scramble, get the dollars. You know what I'm saying? Get in the whip, smoke good, live that street life, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So why?
Good EBT.
Right. So why is he doing it? Why is he doing this though? Lack of information. Because if you had enough information to live the exact same way you live without having to do it illegally, wouldn't you?
That logically makes sense. However, there's logical shit, there's reality shit, right? Certain niggas just want to hustle, dog.
Yeah.
If you think about it, we're talking about it's all work. Right. Hard work, easy work, no work, blah blah blah. But if it's easy, fast money feel good. You get what I'm saying? So that brother still ain't take the time to learn to do the real estate or blah blah blah. So I would want to say yes, but I just know it is certain brother niggas that just love to hustle.
Yeah, but what's hustling? So you mean to tell me he would? Okay, so right now on my phone, I got Exodus and Coinbase. These places on the market where I can make money, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I can take 500, put it into his hustle. Brother take $1,000, put it into his hustle. Now I could take that 500 and 1,000, and I could put it into a stock today.
Right.
But that by tomorrow could triple.
Right.
So you mean to tell me if he knew that, he would rather still stand outside and take the same chance? The only reason why any of us hustle is because we didn't have information to not hustle. The information that we had was passed down that the hustle was what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because our uncles and them thought that, and they uncles and them thought that. But who's the guys? Because look at us now. Now, all of a sudden this year, out the blue, everybody's on stocks. Everybody's on the market.
Right.
Why? Because the information got put out there.
Yeah.
So that means, because every other street nigga, I hit my bro the other day, like, I think I'm putting him on game, right? I said, bro, man, you should go stop fucking. You really need to stop fucking with these stocks. I put it in all capitals, like I was saying some heavy shit. Bro sent me a list of like 12, 13 stocks he already invested in. I ain't even invested in that many.
I gotta get into that shit. I ain't even on that shit. I want to do it so much, and you know what? The information is there in terms of retaining it. I never took the time to be like, okay, this means this on the stock, the short term learning stuff, which apps to get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm just learning. I'm new to it. I've probably been in it 6 months. I'm starting to see, and I've been in it for 6 months, and I'm just starting to see the money that I initially invested grow past my investment. But I could see, the way I got interested in is saying, okay, I want a slower roast. I come from a gambling culture where you can lose it fast.
Yeah.
So I want a slower roll with my money. So I got long-term investments that I know by the end of the year, my money will be done flipped 4 times. So I could just wait till the end of the year and let it do the 4-time flip. Then when it do, I'm gonna bust half of it down and put it somewhere else and leave that half there. It's the same thing we doing. So what I'm saying is, I'm just learning it, and I could see how it's the block on your cell phone.
Yeah.
And every other street dude,
I wanted to get with it.
Got it now.
Yeah, I see it a lot. The crazy, like, so the information is there. I don't not have the same access to the information you got, but in terms of retaining it, you and your mind was
that's about desire.
Yeah, but that is, and
because if you wanted to, you remember.
But you're right. But that's what I'm saying again. Like, it's what we retain, what we keep, what we know, right?
Right.
So the information is there. It ain't got hungry enough to where I'm like, I want to remember it. If that makes sense. You wake up every day. It's on your app. At one point in time, you was like me. Then you switch up.
Yeah. Forever I was like
this. I want to know. And your mind said, I gotta learn. So you learn.
Because I start seeing dudes who I know was like we was just talking about money woes, and then dudes was like on the line putting their receipts up there, like just cashed out 3 racks, and I know he was broke yesterday. I'm like, hold on, bro, I'm missing. I didn't miss my mark. And everybody kept hitting with the Dogecoin thing 2 months ago, and I was like you sisters know how y'all used to do the double dutch. I was thinking about jumping in there, and while I was thinking, people ran it up.
Yeah, sure, right.
I got in as soon as it was over. Now I gotta sit on my money. Yeah, that's how it be. So now I'm just gonna sit.
Just like.
But it's the simple saying they say: buy low, sell high. You wait till a stock get low, you buy in, watch it rise to the top. When it get to the point where you think it ain't gonna keep rising no more, get up out of there. You know what I mean?
Shit, this is a whole nother, I think, piece of game that I think we as black people and us, I think that for me, I feel like I'm an average man. So if I'm an average man, I'm gonna shoot it to, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers like that. So motherfuckers, we need to get to the point where we invest into stocks. Need to make your money make money for you. Because most people, we send our money to the bank, they investing into shit.
That's exactly.
They flipping and they get interest off of our money.
Exactly
so that's what I want to do. Just it's like a CD. You know, if you ain't gonna spend, get your money, start stacking, and that goes back to another issue. Because you're like, what's some of our issues? We live beyond our means, right? When I say that, I mean, like you said, why dude gonna go get? Why he might be living in the hood, but he gonna sell that dope, and he gonna get the belt, and he gonna have the coat, and he gonna have the jacket. Because a lot of times we have these short-term visions and goals without thinking the long-term. What can we give our kids? Well, if I sacrifice going out to eat, how about that's right. You know, that $20 a there, that'll give me a whole week worth of some shit, a $20 bag of chicken. So yeah, I think we got to get to the point where our money do make money for us, though.
And I'm the why man. So for me, everything is why. Like when you make points like that, they phenomenal points. So for me, as an educator, I had to ask myself, why is it like this? So then that's when I dig into certain things. Like, okay, so we know it's typical to have this mind state where I only got a few dollars and I'm gonna spend it on how I look as opposed to what I'm gonna have. Mm-hmm. That's why I made the post, and I see you acknowledged it. I posted earlier, like, the queen will allow me to chase her for sex, but she won't help me chase my dream.
Say it again.
The queen will allow me to chase her for sex, but she won't help me chase my dream.
The queen will allow me to chase her for sex,
but she won't help me chase my dream.
She won't help me chase my dream.
My partner, he'll let me push his pack. Mm-hmm. But when I say let's push this black education, then we ain't talking about that no more. So then these is things we have to think about when we sit around saying, my kid ain't learning shit in school. Because you don't got nothing to do with the school. And why would your enemy educate your child? And this is how we started thinking. I made a shirt that said, only a fool would allow his enemy to educate his children. So we send our children to European facilities to be educated every single day and go crazy if they late or a test ain't right or something like that. Right. But we don't understand nothing going on. We don't got a clue. We ain't never been to the science fair, but we've been to the football game. Yeah. See, that's a problem. Yeah. That's a priority thing because I shouldn't give a shit about science. I mean, about football if I don't care about science.
Yeah. I used to play ball. And one of the things that I learned through that shit, man, they said you a student athlete first. Like that student part is important. So you ain't getting a certain grade, you can't play. So when it come down to like I'm gonna just call it school. If people realize you can learn anywhere, learning is everywhere, right? So I always took that approach. So I did well in school, but a lot of my other counterparts they didn't because the niggas didn't give a fuck about school like that. You know what I mean? So I think us as black men, especially black women, we got to try to at least have some of our own core curriculum. You know what I mean? That's some shit that I'm working on myself right now. The One Motion curriculum got 8 areas of empowerment and shit. That shit is important because we go through these same little white establishments, the schools, and then we want them to. We think they supposed to be coming out well adjusted when we went through that shit and had troubles too.
Just what this black man is talking about. Having your own curriculum. We got to do better online academy. When you said that, this is what I thought about is when I said the whole thing about information. If we knew certain things, because most of this is what we from the hood call a trick bag. You know, they got us in a trick bag where like it's no way out. It's a trick around every corner. You know what I mean? So if we understood certain things, then it would be a lot harder for us to fall for certain things. And that's why I think, like what you was just saying, education, like we're not personally, okay, even if you send your child to school for 8 hours a day, what happens when they come home? What type of information is being administered at home? Even while my children was in public schools, they was hearing revolutionary talk every day. I didn't just start this. Way before the Panthers, I was talking like this. So my kids know about European holidays and all of that. I've been lacing my kids since they was young. And I got a 5-year-old right now. He'll tell you about Jesus, the Easter Bunny, and Santa Claus at the age of 5.
That's what's up.
This is how you have to start it. We're too content with perpetuating
Western culture, society type shit, European values.
Because and why? Because we lack information, 1, and 2, like you said before, the laziness thing.
Yeah, but it's easy to assimilate though. You know, you know, people use the word brainwash. Like when I just say that, it means like you said, why? Why is a good question. If you're a thinker, you're a student of life, they done taught you all this shit. Don't you realize you ain't learned some of your history? Right. You were that was the misinformation. That's why I said it's easy to believe the misinformation. Right? But the information is there. You just gotta dig it. So it's funny because my son one time, my oldest son was the reason I ended up getting a job teaching. I used to always just give my son game about everything I can in life, and you know what I mean. And I had my first son when I was 15 years old. You know what I mean. So when he learned his stuff, everything I get, I'm giving it to him. He go to school. They came back. They had something called African American Ethnic Academy. So every Saturday, you know, they would have different stuff about their culture, like with reading, writing, spelling, shit that just captured them, their attention. Like, man, it was dope. I don't know if it's still going on or not. But the lady, when she hired me, Andrea Davis, she was like, we had an interview, and she said, you know what? She said, I had in my mind I was going to pick you before, you know, your son did your reference. That's what you mean. She said, every time I would talk to him, something, my daddy told me that. Right. My daddy told me that. Something. Yeah. So I ended up being, you know, educator there, I think probably for about 5 years, like 2003 to 2008 or something like that, man. So some of the kids now, well, I ain't gonna call them kids, they grown. hey, Mr. McNeil. Sometimes like some don't even know to call me Antoine. I'm like, dog, we cool. We probably wasn't that far apart in age, and I be so it's so good to see the youth coming up because a lot of them are having businesses. They have a different understanding. Like you ain't just on just that white European culture where you think that college that's gonna do it for you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, more because what you're doing is you're acquiring a debt, and anytime somebody is selling you any form of salvation, it's a problem. Now, if you choose to financially participate in somebody's development, that's different. But when I say, in order for you to get this portion of life, you gotta pay for it.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm selling you anything that says you only can get this if you buy it from me.
Yeah.
Then that's a trap laid inside of there. So what you got is, once again, you got the people who have oppressed you selling you education. And just like you just pointed out, and that was the good thing you just said. So you going through 8 years of school and then 4 years of college.
And that ain't enough.
And then sometimes that ain't enough.
Shit, that ain't enough. I got a bachelor's degree, and I tell jokes, nigga, that ain't enough.
And it's crazy. So now you could end up with 8 years of school, 4 years of college, and end up with no job, and still don't have a damn clue who you are.
And that though, don't forget that.
That's where I was headed. Yeah, that's where I was headed. So I got a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 bill to have no knowledge of self and be unemployed. Bro, this is there's no way that is what you call education. But to us, if we don't send our children to college, then we consider it a fail. And then I recently got a little bit of flack about this, but I kind of, I'm a parent.
Talk about it. Let's see, because any subject you get flack about, man, let's talk about it.
Oh, bro, I get all kinds
sensitive
of stuff.
topics is what this shit is about, though, right? This ain't all the foo shit. The shit me and you talking, they see, there's a Black Panther, there's One Motion. These are entities, right? We were talking with units, So if we move with positive force, then we supposed to fucking grow and learn. Like, why not have these conversations? And motherfuckers is like, dog, this shit, however many viewers, this shit should be shared. This shit, where do black men have this conversation? I might
nowhere.
You might see some shit on Breakfast Club, but
nowhere.
Not Madison though like this.
They'll catch it later. This is what we doing right
now.
They
gotta have a conference to do this shit.
Yeah.
With big money behind it.
And they gotta see who's okay with us doing this. You understand that, right?
And then the conversation has to be different.
Yeah, you have to see who's okay with us doing this. But right now, this is historical.
Black Couch Talk.
Madison never had a Black Panther before. And now we got the man leading the forefront in comedy. But the reason why I'm rocking with this brother is because I see the statements you make. And then I heard some of your jokes. Of course, you got they're going to be funny, but I hear consciousness laced in the background where you ain't just mindlessly telling jokes and trying to get a bag. And that's okay with me because I like comedy. But at the same time, I like for a brother to be about something. And I could tell that you was about, even down to your motion. I mean, the one motion, your whole slogan, that matters. So, two black men on two completely different ends, seemingly, but in the same space. This is history being made right here.
I appreciate that, and that's what I call One Motion, man. This is the craziest thing, though. Like, we got the black, it's all like just that power and that feeling when you get a whole just black people in a room with just motherfuckers just like there, right? And there's almost nothing more powerful than that. But the one step higher, just make sure we got God in that. That thing is already just moving one motion. So it's this and that. Like this is us. Like if you move in one motion, that means there are no accidents wherever you at. You're supposed to be there. Why not enjoy that shit? So it's the process. Because remember, we was just having a brief conversation about like making it, what making it looks like.
Right. Before you do that, I want to do something though. It's crazy. I don't believe in accidents, right? Everything goes how it's supposed to go, right? So you just broke down your whole one motion thing, right? Now, if you periodically, you could probably go through my Facebook, my Instagram, and just look at any picture I ever took. If it's not a Black Panther picture, any picture you ever see me take, I'm going to be doing like this. And it's for the same reason you said. Now, I don't have the same belief system as in like the God thing.
Yeah.
But I believe in a universal creator.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean,
no. I'm not even challenging what you said.
No, I don't mean that. I just mean it, and that's the whole part of it. Is there's levels to the shit, the spirituality. I don't tap into religion myself, so whatever,
whatever your forte is, and that's exactly what I was doing when I do it. It's just for one supreme, whatever you want to call it. So that's dope that we never even met. And we on that same wavelength.
I always tell myself I do that too, because when I'm gone, people they'll pay attention more. So I'm already fast forward past it when I'm gone. When they look, I mean, some guy was always there with us. I want to make sure that this ain't about me. I can this. Make sure that's there everywhere and everything gonna be around, dog. Cause it's so beautiful. Cause when you start to operate in yourself and your essence of you, man, listen. Yeah. If I was on here talking shit, dissing somebody, the views would be up.
Yeah. But we was ratchet right now to be cracking.
But when I'm talking the essence of black men, power, God, like uniting and shit like that, like entrepreneurship, that's my glow.
And then here's the thing.
That's my glow.
Okay,
that's my glow,
so it's Tuesday, right? Mm-hmm. Tuesday, 9 p.m. That's like the beginning of the week. So what I'm interested to see is what is going on that's so much more important. Because like I put this thing up and it got a fair amount of traction. Mm-hmm. But those people ain't here. Mm-hmm. Which means they knew it was happening. Yeah. What's more important? And now, I only say that to say this. Back to what we was referencing before. Look at how we think. No, I'm good, God. Look at how we think. Something has to start there. It has to start up inside. I got a thing I say, perception is everything. It's the most important word in this horrible ass language is perception. How I see it. Yeah. And you could tell how they see it. Mm-hmm. And that's bad. Because until we start seeing it different, nothing matters. The marching, the protest, the being angry, none of it.
You heard like the talented 10th theory type shit. So everything we doing, everything you do in general ain't gonna be for everybody. Right. And this ain't gonna be for everybody. This gonna be for those people who are the conscious, the people who talking about brothers like, as a man, you're supposed to operate in a certain way and certain principles. So some cats don't. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like we know. So for me to operate a certain way, you to operate a certain man, and we like, this is good game, this is information, take it or leave it. And this is, if you're a good gamer, you'll pass it to somebody else. Right. If not, you keep it to yourself. You may like it or whatever. But I guarantee you, and this is what people don't realize I do on my page. That's why this conversation different for them, right? I guarantee you, if I made the caption something different, Black Panthers against such and such, or One Motion versus, or if we were sitting here, we made sure that we talked like this the whole way, and then we like that shit and talked
they
over
each other. Telling people like if we had got into it right now,
that type of shit.
They would have told them, "Hey, girl, the Black Panther doing into it with Antoine."
Fast forward. But this is this isn't for everyone, right? Yeah, this is for those who get it. That's the part I love about the One Motion thing, because wherever you at is where you're supposed to be. I remember I used to do my shows. I used to start, and we have a decent around crowd, went big as I wanted to. I see people out in the hallways, people still coming in. Right. Like they late, but these people here are early. These people are on time. And in my head, like for like a whole year and a half, I was running the show. I'm like, hold on, we just gonna give it a few more minutes and make the people, give them people some time to get in. Dog, I realized it ain't about the people who ain't there. It's only about those who are there, if that makes sense, right? So this, to them two, the few that's chimed in, to the people who share it, for just good game. If you got questions, we ain't, no different than anybody else, but being able to talk clear, conscious, free, on some black people shit, let us do that. Where else can we talk like this? Y'all be having issues with me and, fuck these niggas. Like, you be having issues with males. It's the difference between a male and a man. Male gonna have a penis, man gonna have a certain behavior about himself, certain actions, nigga. Right. So, and men, we be having issues with women. You know what I mean? In terms of you grew up with your mother, your grandmother, or if your dad was involved, we got to get together and get to the point to where we let some of our baggage, just let it drop down.
Okay. More. So now let's open that door. Open that shit up. I see you deal with that a lot. What's the problem?
Well, what's the problem?
you vice versa with the relationship thing, and I like that. You challenge both sexes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what's the primary problem between the sexes, in your opinion?
Well, I wouldn't even call it a problem.
Okay.
I think it's really just the mind state. Like, obviously, you have two different things.
Hey. So he tried to front on the general. He got his name on the bottle, just so y'all know that, right?
That's the one motion established in 2010.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's when, but I wanted to have this because when back in the times when you was watching movies and shit, they used to always have a bottle of something. What did they drink? And they would pour it up. If you had a hard time, hey, how you doing? I'm already at my desk with a and then I pour you one. So I was like, I don't want to just go around with Hennessy bottles and Ciroc bottles and shit like that, because I can't understand why do we get that shit and we just free advertising for them. We get the Bel Air, we get all that shit, but if you're getting paid, it's different. But we're not. So why wouldn't I put one more shit on my shit?
No, that was dope. I dig it. That was dope. I'm always about branding yourself and then making yourself larger in life. So that was dope. I dig it.
Yeah, no, but I don't know if it is necessarily an issue with men and women, because I think that's really just dealing with the mind state. Some people have issues, some people don't.
Right.
Man and woman, just like Republicans, Democrats, you don't have two different views. So I personally think it's important for feminism to be happening. When I'm talking about in terms of women, for their femininity to flourish. A lot of women to be beautiful, a lot of them to be loving, a lot of them to be who the fuck they are. A lot of times we want to put the masculine on it and hey, do it like this, like, you know what I'm saying? You got it, but we go hard. And then sometimes they want to, sometimes women want us to, put their feminine approach on masculinity. Hey, let it be soft and man. Sometimes men don't tap into their divine feminine. Women don't tap into their divine masculine, because we're all one.
Right.
If you can figure out you're gonna operate a certain way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For some people, that's so I can't say it's an issue, but I do see that it's just two different units and entities and don't realizing that we're one. I see the division. I don't see the come together type shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You're that, I'm this. And like, no, we're us.
Right.
My dick works because you got a pussy. Like, we have to work together.
And I say all the time. He got an Audi, she got an Indy.
Yeah.
This is how.
That's
I
what
got
I'm
nothing
saying.
to do with that. The creator did it. I got
exactly.
nothing to do with that. It's how it goes.
We work well together. Allow me to jail. I ain't gonna think like you. You ain't gonna think like me. That was one of the deepest things one of my mother said to me one time real quick. She said, I was talking about something that made total sense to me. And she was like, Antoine, everybody don't think like you. And I just was like, in that moment of me having all this broke down argument, I was just like, that make a lot of sense, right?
Right.
So when I speak to a woman, I got to remember, I got to be able to speak to her the same way I speak to like my mother or my grandmother or my great grandmother and my daughter, because they all had love for me. So why wouldn't I pour that into a woman type shit, right? But I want to be received like a king the way they treat me. So you get what I'm saying? So I only look at one. I can't deal with anything that don't cherish me and that I ain't gonna cherish, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
So I don't have issues. I be trying to motivate the scene.
Right. So and I think I get what you're saying, but then I have to take a page out your book and we just got to put it on the wood and be more real. There's definitely a problem. You know,
with men and women.
Yeah. And I don't like using the word problem, so I would say there's a huge disconnect.
The disconnect.
Yeah.
Y'all tell us. Hold on. Let me see. Thoughts on holding in their feelings. Thoughts on men holding in their feelings because they don't want to be judged. Okay, that's one.
She said what?
She said, "What are your?" I don't know if that
was. What are your thoughts on men holding in their feelings because they don't want to be judged? That's a dope question. The whole society, and that's kind of where I was finna go with my thought process. Most of the stuff we're dealing with is societal problems that we're putting on the individual level.
Yes, you 100% right when you preaching.
So the way that we treat each other is because this is what society allows for treatment of the opposite sex. It's okay to bash the father of your children. Now, for the women that say that I don't do that, we're not speaking to you. But you got a friend that do it and you don't say nothing to her. You see what I'm saying?
You ain't short stopping. You preaching now.
So it go both ways. It's a societal problem to where society says women are important if they got the wop. and we fought for that. We watched the video, and we got women who argue the premise that it's okay to do that, which it is. But we're not talking about what okay. Yeah. It's about what are you creating. Everything's okay. This is America. Yeah. All kind of shit's okay.
That's real shit.
but what is your okay behavior? What does it create? That's the thing right there. I was watching. I've been watching that, and I don't want to give it away if somebody haven't seen it. But the what's the book 3 Power, the one about Cain?
Yeah.
And if y'all haven't seen the show, his mother is damn near borderline toxic.
Who it was? It's not Tasha. Was it Mary J. Blige?
No. This is the Mary J. Blige was in the one about Tariq. Now this is the third installment. This is about 50 Cent when he was a kid.
Okay, Kanan.
Yeah. Now his mom, she like Mary J. was, and then this is where 50 kind of screwed up because he completely copied the Tariq one.
Okay.
He gave a different looking Mary J, but the same behavior.
Same tough mama or something.
Yeah.
I seen like a half an episode or something.
And she's super toxic to the point where you could see how he gonna grow up to be a monster because what we consider what they put this label on us, strong woman or strong black woman, and that became better than being compassionate.
Oh.
Somehow that became better than being
I feel like that done a drop. Boom.
A caring.
Strong black woman became more important than being compassionate.
Because society pushed it. She's strong. What does that have to do with? Maybe strength is not needed right now. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. But if you're stuck in that box, then that's where you at. The queen say the amount of toxic women is mind blowing. Holding children as hostages, and it's all kind of stuff. Now to flip the coin. Yeah, it's all kind of stuff. But you got to flip the coin.
I just had an emotional moment when she was like, with her. I said, I got 3 kids by 3 different women been in court with each one of them on some tough court shit, not no lightweight court type shit. Like, dog, that for a man, and I'm going to have to say this, for some men who want to see their kids, the court is okay with taking child support finances from you. But the court really don't give a fuck about you having your visits, if that makes sense. You gotta advocate and stand on them visits. But that shit, that shit can make a motherfucker weak. And by the time you get done fighting the woman to see your kids, like some shit that's half and half yards. That's what I was talking about. That one, and we realize we won.
Right.
You should see it as much as I see it. But when a man has to fight hard as hell to see his kids, and then the court is against him, the guardian ad litem, the child support against him, the judge against him, you against him, it's a hell of a fucking fight.
It is.
And some men don't have that on them. Some men don't have that in them. I don't knock them for that shit. I've been through it 3 different times. That shit will fuck your understanding up as you present yourself, your black self, till you almost think a jury amongst your peers, because that's really what it sounds like. You're a black man in America saying, I want to see my kids. The judge gonna likely say, well, you can see them every other weekend, and we need 17% of your gross income. Gross? No, not the shit that you bring home. The shit that you would make had they not taxed that. We need that.
Right.
We're also going to allow you to do every other weekend, maybe. And you also need to make sure you carry health insurance, dental, and vision, and pay half on anything that the mother chooses to see fit that you. And fight to see your kids. Like, man, listen. Don't kick it with the kids. Dog, that shit rough.
Hey, if you look at
that shit rough.
If you look at it like this, you're standing in front of the same people who auctioned your children off, asking them to let you see them. These are the same people that stood at the auction block. Now look at your the judge, and you see the podium that the judge stand behind. Now you go Google those old black and white footages when they was selling slaves at the dock, and the dude who was auctioning them off was standing the same thing the judge was standing there, directing traffic.
Yeah.
So these are the same people. So now I say, I went through the same thing as you, and it sucks. But then we back where we was at. Who taught us to not fall in love and marry one woman and have our children with her? Who taught us that?
I don't know. I think the question would be, is marriage a value for us?
Well, I'm saying it didn't start with us.
Yeah.
It started before us.
Yeah.
So we was already baby daddies and baby mamas back in the 70s. They just didn't call it that.
Yeah.
So it started before us.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, and I don't even necessarily push the whole get married to one woman thing. I'm not necessarily saying that, or get married to one man. I'm not necessarily saying that. But the core values of not through the gate cherishing your family.
Yeah.
Somebody put that in us instead of making babies with the one we was in love with. We made a lot of children off one night stands, and just because her butt was big, or just because his car was nice.
You preaching, doctor.
We made children for a lot of the wrong reasons.
Sometimes the coochie was good, or the head was good.
Yes,
they was the closest person over there.
But who set up the system for us to lust after each other? They did. So they know we're going to end up in the courtroom fighting for children that they know they're not going to give us. Why? Because they want the kids.
Yep. They get the kids and they get the money in the system.
They get the money in the system, the foster care, and then the ultimate goal is to raise your children. Remember, the whole goal is for them to erase who we are. The best way to do that is through the youth. So every generation, you could look at every generation, they attack children. Mm-hmm. The most filth you're going to find is in cartoons. Mm. Walt Disney was a drug addict, alleged pedophile, and everybody knew it. And you can see all kind of perversion. I looked it up because I did a lecture about a year ago on Disney. Yeah, last year I did a lecture on Disney. Man, those people are so sick, it's ridiculous, bro. And right now, before it was closed down, what we never see on the news, Disney World get so many employees that's pedophiles and sexual. The vice president has pedophile charges. But this should never make the news.
You remember that Gila Maxwell shit? Was the other
just whatever her name
was. What was the other dude that was with her? The dude that they said killed himself, Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, the Epstein.
They say he didn't, but it's crazy because those big cases they just go away. Why we don't hear no more about them? You know what I'm saying?
Because it was trash in the first place. It was a distraction. Everything's a distraction.
I just mean though, if black people did some shit at that level, we ostracized, we hit, we take us down.
You see how they ran Bill through and he one of them.
And then Bill came about that motherfucker, man. Dog, that shit crazy. Cosby came up out of you know Bill Cosby got out of jail, don't you?
Yeah, I don't.
That shit crazy, dog. Just like the whole thing.
The whole thing, yeah.
The whole just
weird.
from Bill Cosby going. Bill Cosby goes to jail, and then the what and the why and the who's and the like. What the fuck? It's mind blowing, right?
And now he back in there on our case.
And then now he back again, like y'all, like what the fuck? That's mind blowing. If you got a regular mind, you like this shit. That's some TV shit.
And they running art through the ringer. It's and that's why
some TV shit,
it is. And I think all of it is. I don't trust
none
of it, bro. I think everything is a concoction by these people for entertainment purposes only. So you just never know what part of it is what. Cause like, who's the guy? Cause it's got to be a guy, right? Who's the guy that witnessed Bill Cosby in booking it and didn't text?
Yeah, somebody did, right?
Who was his cellmate? Somebody had to see Bill Cosby. If they sent him to prison, somebody had to see him get brought into prison. Who's that guy? Nobody ever said, I seen Bill. I was locked up with him. I seen him in book. Nothing. So I just never know what these people up to.
Bill on that celebrity shit, he went through a back door from
they slid it through the back door with the jacket over the head.
He went with general population. He was in this motherfucking cell.
Somewhere with a TV.
His cell looked like a college dorm.
He was somewhere with a TV and some old white women.
Real. Now make sure you please get the caviar in here. I don't care what the other inmates eating today. I'll dig some jelly pudding pop and some caviar. Please bring the Moizzle.
Yeah,
I like Moet.
That's about what it was too.
Tell them call me Bill, man.
It's about what it was too. Yeah. So now, how long you been doing comedy, brother?
I've been doing comedy, man, for 7 years. The pandemic down there took one out of it, so we could say 6, but. Technically it's 7 because time.
So the pandemic just you was dead, stopping everything.
Yeah, like a full year down there. Like that shit. The last show I did was February of 2020, and that motherfucker was so the Black History thing and the comments. That motherfucker was so lit, dog. That shit was lit. We was finna take that shit to a whole nother max. We used to have a consistent place, and then shit in March. Oh, we're gonna see that pandemic shit here. We're gonna see the places stop booking, and during their whole year, that shit was. They know everybody. You gonna do comedy over the internet, like do the Zoom shit, do the shit. Just don't. It ain't the same.
It ain't the same. Yeah.
I can do it.
In the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you rock the crowd, it's a different. If I don't know they face, nigga, LOL or like, if they don't, nigga,
right.
You got 5 viewers, man. Fuck this. Like,
right.
Shit, we used to be in front of hundreds, but they've been doing that shit for 7 years, man.
7 years. So now I know you was when they finally booked your first show after COVID. You was geek. You was excited, or was it just like? Not really? No,
to me, because I've been ready. They the shows. I do them every month. I've been trying to do 2 shows a month for as long as I start doing my shows.
Right.
But some of the venues ain't ready. They can't keep up with the volume of traffic of people that we got.
Right.
No, that's a good problem to have when they're like, well, it's just too many. Like,
right.
We can cap the number. Y'all got to work with us. So we was doing 7 o'clock shows, 9 o'clock shows. We was doing 2 shows to try to make up for the fact we couldn't be in one place. We'll get another place, and they'll say, well, the governor's order said you can only have these amount of many people in.
Right.
Like, then I got comedians who coming out of town that they don't want to take no shorts or no shit, you know what I mean? Like, I can't believe the number's going to be low. Right. I still got to treat them the way I want to be treated on the headline and feature tip. So, so doing that shit for a couple of years and that COVID stop shit, I still, every chance I got a chance to put my head into a show, I would. What's the numbers? Okay, 17. We're gonna do a 17-person show.
Right.
Okay, then we're gonna do a visual. We went to the spaceship, something, they recorded the shit, and man, every time they gave me in, boom, boom, boom. So now we on the mass order, all that shit. So we try to make sure we follow by it. Whatever the fuck they rules is, we follow by them. Because it's easy to shut down shit. The black business is one of the ones where we had on us the most.
This is true.
Ooh, they in there. Yeah, no, which way you following by the rules, we doing good, we having a good time. Matter of fact, come to the comedy show next Saturday. Tell somebody about it. If you don't know about the comedy show, shit, we got the largest independently produced comedy show in Wisconsin. And that shit is it's a blessing, man. And hopefully we can look forward to the presence of the Panthers at the show, man.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely rocking with you. Like I said, brother, more importantly, you doing something for black folks. Not I know you don't specify, and as a comedian you cannot. And I know comedy is for anybody. But what I see a black man that care about black folks.
Yes, sir.
When I came to your show, I seen a couple white supporters, and I seen a room full of beautiful black people.
Yeah.
And they left happy with no friction.
Yeah.
You doing something that doesn't get done too often anywhere, but
yeah.
especially in Madison.
Yeah.
Which means they're not right when they say we can't get into a room and not act up. We can't. We just need to understand what's at stake while we doing it.
Ooh, that was please say that again. I remember it. Say that shit one more time.
We can't get in a room and it not be no bullshit. We just need to know what's at stake while we're doing it. You give people something to say, this is worth us not rolling it. That's hard to do. For anybody. And I've been performing in all different aspects. So it took a brother with a sharp mind and a few jokes to get us to say, hey, we know how to behave. Blessings come in all kind of different forms. So it came this way, and that's fine by me. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah,
but anytime I see that, as long as I can speak for my position as a Panther, then the Panther's going to support that.
I appreciate that, man. It was important to have, I always call it us policing us, right? I mean, like if we look around before we got to go have any conflict and friction, because it happens anywhere. But like, find out if somebody wrong. If you see that brother next to you, man, that nigga look drunk, man. Like, so somebody got to get alert.
Right.
Or that sister, she's sleeping there, make sure she's straight or whatever. Right. These dude drink too much and tell the bartender, like, or his guys, we're like, man, y'all, dog. So this shit really works when we all work together in one motion. So I got so many like compliments. I want to tell y'all, like, about y'all being there, just the presence of the Black Panthers, because it's one thing when, you know, we got regular security guards, white security guards, guns, and you know what I mean? And we got people who are in our neighborhood that we don't feel welcome with, or we got security guards that look, that's supposed to be menacing or threatening, versus nothing but a spirit of peace,
right?
Blessings,
right?
Us, and then you, that's what's up.
It's
so you should, so we should feel like your dads, your uncles, your cousins. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like your husbands. Okay, you gonna protect the energy. Gonna be different. So when you said something about something at stake, I say this shit because, man, I done heard a lot of different shit. Like, we haven't had any issues, no fights, man. We've been doing the show since 2016. No fights, no nothing, no, and it's a blessing. But somebody, you know, they'll make shit assertion. Somebody might come in there talking loud, or boisterous, or being rude, or dissing somebody else, maybe at the bar, or trying to talk crazy to the comics and shit. And realize that creates a certain spirit, right? So the venue can tell me, hey, well, we don't want you to come back because I can't control those people. Don't realize that should have been at stake for me,
right,
on how they choose to be dissing somebody else. The same thing if something at stake. Like, so I can see people like these little vape pens. People will be in your shit and just smoke just because they feel like that few second high is gonna be better than what's at stake of losing this little place in space, right? It be shit, you know, you sub up, pull up, subbing and shit, and then leave subbing. You got motherfucker, whether it be wherever we at, they got guests, they got neighbors somewhere. That we got to come in and out this motherfucker the way we would our crib.
And that's a thought process. I have people like, I even experienced this with the Panthers. You know, we meeting, and it haven't been recently, but you know, in the past when we was coming together and getting understanding things, people would pull up outside headquarters with the sounds banging. We're about to see a bunch of black people in black, all black. The last thing we need is white folks looking out the window.
Pull up to this motherfucker where you with your mama house.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And why do we even think that you should pull up, and whether it's the Panthers or not, why would you pull up outside somebody's place of residence, you know, or business with your sounds banging? It don't make, and the question, the response is usually be, just because I can. There's no thought process involved at all, just because I can. And that entitlement thing, it is crazy because, like I said before, the perception word. You got to look at how everything affects or counteracts off the other thing. We got to get past this doing shit just because.
Yeah. Just pull up, subbing and shit. And I get it, you know. I'm from Milwaukee, man. So I get it, subs and shit. We want to pull in, enjoy yourself, smoking and drinking. But what happens is we draw unnecessary attention. So we get 100 and let's say, for instance, you got 75 cars in the parking lot. Only 30 of them doing it. Like, you got 50 cars abiding by the rules. You got 30 just out there subbing, woo up the wham. Now what happens is that venue and them and their neighbors can tell me, hey, you're disturbing our guests, our neighbors, and that puts my shit at stake. Like, so we gotta be able to be at places and spaces that are around each other and make sure we police each other. When I say police each other, police is a bad way. Just make sure we look out for each other like brothers and sisters.
And that's what it boiled down to. Just caring. To get back to us being us. Like you said, the one motion. Something at stake. I'm more like, if I could look at my brother or my sister and admire what they got going on, it'll change how I behave towards what they got going on. So when I look at, I don't look at it like, I'm finna pull up to this comedy jam and see if it's a couple girls outside. Because when I look at it like that, I'm gonna turn the sounds on and pull the chains out.
I already know, I thought the exact same thing.
But if I look at it like, I'm finna go support this brother because he been throwing his thing, and it's always a good show.
It is always very beautiful ladies there.
That's gonna come. We know that. We know there's gonna be beautiful ladies there. We know it's gonna be beautiful ladies there. So we ain't even got to trip on that part.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm really going because I appreciate what this brother doing. If I go for that reason, I'll arrive different.
Yeah,
so it just got to get back to us caring about us. Just simple shit every day when you wake up.
That's why I appreciate this conversation between man and man, though. It's women hold you down a certain way and men won't.
This is true.
So this conversation I appreciate, man, and it's fun. That's why I was just laughing, because I look at most of my supporters are women. The people come to my shows are women. When I look at the name of who bought tickets, it be mainly women, like, right? And that's a beautiful thing, because the women be coming in peace, and the men see the women. It just be nothing. Just if you got some beautiful ladies, some jokes, some food, some comedy, like some poetry. What more you need, man? You go home and have sex, and y'all can go back out after y'all leave here. Like, just drive safe, be safe. Like, we gave you enough that if you want to go home and kick your shoes off and talk about somebody joke. These niggas said that, baby. These niggas said that. Right. But it's early. So the goal is for everybody to come and have fun, man.
And I thought that was dope about your show too. I said, this brother's smart. He in right before you get drunk. right before you hit your liquor limit. You trying to go.
Yeah, before we turn the black people to niggas.
yeah.
I know when the werewolf come out, then when the gremlin come out, like, it's about 12.
Yeah, that was smart.
Get these niggas out of here before 12, and niggas will be on everything, cuz like, oh no, get the fuck out of here.
Not on everything.
Niggas be out in the parking lot breaking down blunts and shit. Boom, 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 boom. That's crazy. That's one of the reasons I actually won't do a comedy club. I can easily do a comedy club, easily. But I think the spirit and energy that the way the city's operating now, I wouldn't want to put my name attached to no shit to where we mainly come, and because I do my shit every week.
Right.
And them niggas coming every week. We gonna get black people and niggas in there.
Yeah,
right?
no, I think the way you building your brand, just doing it on this is your thing, so it'll be as big as you can take it, and that's the best way. I'm all about black entrepreneurship.
Just a nipple, baby.
Yeah,
just a nipple.
I'm all about entrepreneurship and having your own thing. Even if you're gonna be in a situation where you gotta work for somebody else, you should always have your own thing.
Yeah. Partnership and ownership, man. That's why some things are successful, man. You know, like it was shit we was talking about, but we got to teach our kids, and it's hard to teach our kids. That's why when I do this one motion shit, it's supposed to be geared to just the average man, right? It's hard to teach your kids shit that you don't understand, right? Yeah. So a lot of parents, we feel we stopped learning when we got out of high school, if you did. You get what I'm saying, though? You know, real life learning is every day. The shit we're talking, like if I talk, I'm teaching. If I'm listening, I'm learning. If I'm listening, I'm sucking it in. If you hear me talking, I'm getting you game. If you got this already, cool. When we get to the next one.
Don't apply that fly.
Yeah, so we gotta get to the point to where adults remember to continue to learn as much as you can, and then give it to the shortest, because it's gonna be hard to get us some shit that they ain't got. That's why you see a library in that motherfucker, all different shit for me, my daughter. Yeah. We got. Right. And we got
maybe with your daughter too. A black man with his baby girl. That's super dope. Much love for that. And what you said is, you know, I go back to like the African thought process. A lot of what I get comes from the African thought process when we was more tribal. So you know, like, or even not even that. Think about our big mama. In the black community, Big Mama is like the guru of the family. You know what I mean? Yeah. Big Mama is like Yoda. You know what I mean? So it's like. That always, you could go to your uncle and he would lace the nephews. Yeah. Big Mama, lace Mama. Information always trickled down to the youth, but we don't have that no more. Yeah. So when I did, it's www.wgdb Academy. www.wgbd Academy. And
I think you can just say. Well, say that.
We gotta do better.
No, when you was like www.
Yeah.
Do people still do that? You gotta still do that now?
You said what?
I don't think you gotta do the www. You might be.
I mean, you gotta type it in. That's how I when I put it on people's page, it still got the www.
Okay, yeah, that's how you copy it. Okay.
Yeah, so
that's the URL. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you just tell them KG. What is the actual?
WGDB Academy.
WGDB Academy. You should be like, that. And is that .com?
.com, yeah.
Okay. So go to WGDB.
WG.
There's a lot of them.
We got to do better. It's We Gotta Do Better Academy. So those are the initials. But the only thing I was trying to say is I built education for our age group so that we can get back to teaching our kids and take it out the hands of these people. Yeah. The kid come in the house asking for help on the homework. You know how many times I've been in people's houses, kid come home, ask help for homework and get cussed out? That's why you in school. I'm done with school. Like, bro, I'm just trying to get an answer on the math problem. So we got to get back to having the information to give to our damn kids. Yeah. And because this is a disconnect between the parents and the children, where they get to the point where they don't want to listen. Like, you can't even add. Why the fuck I'm going to let you tell me what to do? You're going to get a simple math problem. And that, I'm telling you, I done seen it, bro. I done seen it.
It's funny because I can imagine it, though.
That boy asked about long division. He done got his issue. So we gotta get back to teaching our children, man.
Hey, so, you ain't telling those stories, dog.
That's what it's all about. But either way it go, man, this was beautiful, brother. And
I appreciate you for coming through, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow this cat online. Y'all make sure y'all follow what the Black Panthers is doing. If not, inquire and learn yourself what you can do to help. Knowledge is power. So as long as we got Black Couch Talk, man, you can always be my special guest, man. We just talking that real shit, you know.
Yeah, this was dope. I loved it. So
yeah, Black man, appreciate you,
absolutely. Dog. Anytime. And for me, Yahoo means peace.
Shit, I'm finna make her some shit too. One motion. One motion mean, you know what I mean? You know, like, you real it, dog, just playing. But blessings, man. That's all I gotta say. Blessings to everybody. Make sure, thank y'all for tuning in. For those who did, I don't know how long it was. We just talking shit with my brother, man. Much love. Y'all have a good one.